full width easy slider is very similar to the simple slider, except it stretches all the way across the screen, and there are a few additional settings, but this is kind of how it looks. You can set how large the image is or how deep the image is. You can set individual captions, individual linking, all sorts of different things that you can do with this element. So this is how it is here on the front end. Let's go to the back end and I'll show you how to edit. So the full width easy slider is under media elements right here, full width easy slider, and let's go edit. So the one that we've got set up as our example has two separate slides, although they both have the same background image, but you can handle some of the global settings here with the slider. So we can set the image or video screen size. So this is the depth. It's 1500 by 630. That's the image that is required for this. Sometimes it's necessary to set a minimum height in pixels. You probably don't need to do that all the time. If the image is not big enough, how would you like it to handle? And what sort of transition would you like? Would you like it to fade, slide? I like the sliding sidewards. Is it going to rotate automatically? Would you like the auto rotation to stop with the last slide? So alternatively, it just goes in loop. And this is how many seconds each slide will stay on. The slideshow control styling, excuse me. So these are different styles for the control settings. So these control settings that you see here, if you want to give the user control, you may or may not. So you can hide that, or there's a couple of different style options there. Okay, and the first slide's caption to be used as a permanent caption. So if you've got a bunch of slides but the captions all stay the same, you can check that box and it'll just use the first one. And that's pretty much it for global settings, but each individual slide is handled individually. So let's head in there. We can change the image. This is the background image. Alternatively, we could use a video in the background, whereas we would just upload the URL from your Vimeo or YouTube account where that video resides. But we will use the image slider, far more popular. The caption, so this is the larger text, right? So this is this text right here, and you can set the size of that. So it's really big right now, but maybe you like that. And this is the subtitle right here, and obviously you can set the size there. The caption positioning, so it's centered without a frame right now, so you can see it's centered, but perhaps you want to move it. Maybe we want it in the bottom, or let's move it over on the right, and I'll show you how that works. And this happens, this comes in handy when you've got an image that maybe has a little bit of an imbalance to it. Maybe there's somebody's face right here, and you want your caption to appear over on the side. Okay, so that's how that works there. So we can manage that, the caption. If we want to have links, so this particular caption here has, I'll go to this one. This particular caption has two links, two buttons, so the Learn More and the Buy Now. And those are two different buttons, two different styles. So we've got two buttons here. Learn More is in a light transparent. You see that there, that style. So you can set the style, the colors. And this is the link, so where does it take you? And then the other one is the Buy Now, which is in a blue shade of blue. And then you set the link where it should take the user from that. So you do that for each of the slides. You can move slides on top of each other back and forth. You can add a new slide. You can copy the last entry to create your next slide. So you can have as many there as you want. And really helpful. Usually nice banner images or good lead-ins on home pages or real prominent pages on your website. But it certainly helps to have really good photography because we need large images, and you need them to be good backgrounds, not so busy, because you're going to have an overlay with some text and some buttons, things like that. So go ahead and play with that. Really helpful tool, Really common, really popular for us to use that tool on most of our websites.